Hey everybody, Allie Bloyd here, and what you are about to discover is a training designed specifically for local business owners just like you or marketers and agencies who are serving local businesses and are looking to learn how to generate as many customers, clients, or patients as they can handle without wasting money on expensive marketing agencies or failing ad campaigns. I think what you are going to learn in this training could have a profound effect on your business because everything here is predicated on real world results and campaigns that are tried, tested, and proven. I'm really excited for you to learn everything I've prepared for you today, so let's go ahead and dive into the training. What you're going to discover in this training today is how to choose the offer that will improve your profits and customer lifetime value, how to understand your marketing strategy, the one that's perfect for your business, and how to generate more leads, dominate your local market, and automate 90% of the steps that it takes to do the work and communicate with leads, prospects, and clients. So imagine that you could wave a magic wand. Your sales pipeline is full of hot prospects who need your products and services. Your sales calendar is booked every single week with prospects who are ready to move forward. And your sales from your marketing is producing a predictable and significant return on investment from all of your marketing dollars. What would that do to change the trajectory of your business? For most local business owners, they not only struggle with generating leads, whether that's on social media, on offline platforms, or really on any type of marketing platform, but they also struggle to convert those leads into sales or even simply sales appointments. What I'm going to be able to teach you will change all of that. Leads are worthless if they cannot be converted into paying customers. So while most marketers are simply focused on generating leads and getting that lowest cost per lead, the way that I differ is that I really focus on taking leads, turning them into prospects, turning them into sales appointments or conversations, and helping convert them into the sale in a start to finish approach. I've been lucky enough to work with local businesses and the marketers serving them for over a decade now, and I've been able to make a tremendous impact in the industry and in the lives of local businesses and local marketers by teaching them what they need to do to succeed, and I would love to teach you the same concepts here today. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Allie Bloyd, and I'm the founder of Allie Bloyd Media. I specialize in working with local business owners and marketers serving local businesses. My passion for local business really dates back to the time that I was about 12 years old, and I started working for my parents' real estate investment company, trying to help them flip these houses, get them perfect and ready for renters to move in. That experience really shaped my life and my career. And since those days, I've never wanted to work with any other type of business except for local community-based businesses and now online businesses who also serve that same market. In my over a decade of experience working with these types of companies, I have gained significant insight not only into the marketing, but really the internal processes and the issues that exist inside of these businesses, which has led me to create my proprietary systems that not only address the marketing challenges, but the sales and fulfillment challenges as well. Just like you, I am not only a business owner, I am so many other things. I'm a wife. I am a mother of an amazing little girl. I recently bought a 61-acre farm for a completely self-sustainable homestead and animal rescue. I am a writer and a poet, a best-selling author, and I have a tremendous amount of hobbies and interest and things that light me up. But more than anything else, I love my family, I love my work, and I love making a difference in the world. I believe that God gave me the skills and the talents that I have to not simply make money, but to truly change the lives of others who need it, and to be able to use my skills to help small business owners everywhere thrive and overcome the mounting challenges that they face. Small businesses, local businesses, these are the fabrics and the very hearts of our community. Imagine a world where local businesses did not exist. We would barely step outside our front door. We not only rely on these businesses for the goods and the services that they provide, we rely on them simply for the social fabric of our world. It is like David and Goliath when we talk about these large e-commerce companies that are fighting against local businesses. Companies like Amazon have slowly increased their offerings, whether it's products, pharmacy services, all of these things are competing with local businesses. Then you take companies like Zillow that started out being a tool for real estate agents and real estate brokers, and now they're actually competing with local real estate agents and brokers. These companies have massive budgets, not only for marketing and sales, but for anything else that will help them get ahead. So small businesses are not only at a disadvantage in terms of their budget most of the time, they're in a disadvantage in terms of the technical know-how, skill, and strategy that it would take for them to transition their business to be more easily accessible or effective online. I spent about 5 years as a marketing director for large local businesses. That really makes me different from so many of the marketers in the industry today, because I don't just have the marketing knowledge. I truly have the operational understanding of how marketing, sales, fulfillment, and customer service work together, what those disconnects actually are, and how to solve them for my students and clients. That's exactly what I was able to help Jeff Chandler with. Jeff Chandler is the owner of Seven Peaks Fence and Barn, and they are headquartered in Arizona. When Jeff came to me, he was really looking for a way to systemize and streamline, as well as build an effective online social media focused advertising strategy for their business, so that they were no longer a locally focused business. They wanted to take their business out to the entire country. We were able to really pinpoint what the best strategy for them would be. I gave them the tools, the resources, the exact templates and frameworks to help them implement that system, and gave them guidance every step of the way in terms of how to test, how to optimize, and how to scale. Jeff Chandler went on to win a ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club award, which is given to those who are able to generate over $1 million worth of revenue through a single sales funnel as a result of the strategy and system that we implemented together. In Jeff's own words, every business needs what I teach. You could be the next success story just like Jeff. What you are going to discover today: first, the number one most impactful yet overlooked aspect of local business marketing, how to craft an online marketing strategy that's perfectly tailored to any local business, and how to maximize the value of your leads and ad spend to profit massively from your advertising. Your offer is the way that your products and services are packaged and presented, and this should incentivize your leads to buy and take action right now. Too many local business owners and marketers do not truly understand what an offer is and how to identify the right one to help their business or the businesses of their clients achieve the goals that they are focused on. So the right audience is never going to buy the wrong offer. And that is where so many marketers and business owners get it wrong. They think if my targeting is as good as it can possibly be, then that is when my ads will succeed. If I'm on the right platforms, that is when my ads will succeed. But the truth is, it doesn't matter where you're advertising. If you do not have an offer, or if your offer is not really compelling to the audience that you're trying to reach, they are simply not going to buy. I love to use this analogy. Many people in sales like to say, I can sell ice to an Eskimo as an example of the quality of their sales skills. But the truth is, who wants to try and sell ice to an Eskimo? An Eskimo does not need ice, so you are really fighting an uphill battle trying to sell ice to that Eskimo. And yes, there may be some people out there who can do it, but you're only making your life more difficult and really putting the brakes on your marketing if that is the type of offer that you are presenting to your audience in hopes that they'll be excited enough to buy. There's also a difference in front end and back end offers. What you have to do is identify the right front end offer, which will be the focal point of your advertising. And this should lead seamlessly to the back end offers that make them even more valuable, allowing you to improve the return on investment from your ad spend. So this is a really great story to illustrate that. This was my first $1 million for a local business. So as a marketing director, I really wanted to make a big impact. I wanted to increase revenue and make sure that it was trackable back to the marketing strategies and systems that I was implementing. So I spent hours upon hours researching funnels and paid ads and Facebook ads and sales processes, along with really observing and evaluating the current processes and systems inside of this business. So this was a retail store that sold things like kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities and faucets and fixtures and windows and doors. So at their core, they started as a retail store, but they eventually changed to be able to also offer kitchen and bath design or design of other home spaces, as well as full-scale installation and remodeling services. So because they had originally been this retail store, that is where their marketing efforts were focused, and they did not understand how to sell these higher ticket products and services. And their salespeople and their kitchen and bath designers, they were all commission-based. And if we did not have enough leads and appointments for those commission-based designers, they were simply going to leave. And that increased turnover was not only going to really slow down the growth of the business, it was also going to be really expensive and time-consuming. So that was a big problem that I was trying to solve. I finally figured out the specific front and back end offers that changed the game for this business. And I was able to generate well over $1 million in revenue from a single targeted offer that our ads really focused on. And I showed this business how easy it could be to succeed with a totally separate type of product or service, such as retail versus remodeling and installation services, with the perfectly tailored offer. The question is, how do you know what the perfectly tailored offer is for your business? One of them is understanding your KPIs. Your KPIs are unique to your business, and they should be used to evaluate the types of offers and that main front end offer that you're going to use. Not understanding your KPIs will not only tank your offer potential, but it also will make it extremely difficult to even understand if your ads are working or if they are profitable. You also really need to understand your business model and how your money is actually made, because there are very specific offers that are better suited for certain types of businesses. Just like the story I told you, what works for a retail store is not going to work for a high ticket service provider. What works for a recurring revenue business is not going to work for a one-time or a less frequent higher ticket sale. The timing of that offer and what stage of the buying cycle you are attracting them in is critically important. You also want to make sure you know what is the ideal first step for the people that I am trying to reach? Because again, offers are not all going to be advertised. You want to make sure that the very specific front end offer is going to be the perfect segue and that perfect next step for the leads that you want to really bring into your ecosystem. So this is the most important component of your marketing strategy and campaigns. So if you get this wrong, it doesn't matter how good you are on the technical level, you will definitely not reach your business's full potential. So if we just covered, your offer is really going to dictate the advertising strategy that you use. And that advertising strategy is going to determine the systems you implement to execute on it, which ultimately will impact your success. With an offer-based strategy, you are going to really say, okay, with this type of offer that I've established, what is going to be the best format for me to take people who do not necessarily know who I am or who have not reached out to us and pull them into that best next step that leads them into another best next step that should hopefully lead them into a sale. So the offer really does determine the format in which you should be connecting and communicating with your potential leads. So that's what we've got to understand. What is the strategy that goes best with the offer we've selected, which is directly related to our KPIs and our goals? So I already mentioned that front end offer is going to be the focus of your online advertising campaigns, and your marketing strategy is really going to be built around those platforms that you are on and the type of ads that you will run, as well as where you are going to send those leads from your ads and what happens next. So we really have to dig into not only that front end offer for the ads themselves, but what are those back end offers that are going to ascend your leads to that higher ticket sale, or maybe it's a more frequent sale, something that will result in a higher average order value or a higher customer lifetime value, or hopefully both. Both of those things are going to dramatically increase the return on investment from your ad spend. So I already told you a little bit about the first $1 million that I made as a direct result of my ad campaigns for a local business and how impactful that offer really was in making that change. They had tried time and time again to really get those services off the ground and grow that side of the business, but they had failed. So why was I able to do something that people much smarter and much more experienced in business had already tried and failed at before? And again, I really started by asking those tough questions that we just covered. I also had to make sure that we were putting out the exact type of ads and in the right order to the right audience who would be interested in these high-end design and installation services. My focus was all about generating appointments because, as I mentioned before, those designers were based on commission and those installers were working per job. So if the designers did not have enough leads and appointments, they wouldn't be making enough money and they would leave and go somewhere else, which would leave the business in a bind. Also, those installers, if they were not getting enough jobs, which is a result of the close rate from the designers and the number of appointments the designers had, then they would seek out other businesses to work with so that they had a more consistent stream of revenue and could grow their own businesses. So we really had to solve this problem in order to keep those partnering businesses and those commission-based employees happy and allow this side of the business to truly thrive, because this is where a lot of the bigger money was really going to be made. So I created a strategy that is going to bring in the right leads at the right time, because this is one of those businesses where if you get a complete kitchen or bath remodel, or you buy new flooring or something like that, you're not going to buy those again for a very long time. So if those leads were not captured in a very time-specific manner, they would not be able to convert. It would be too late. So we had to get them at the right time, but we also had to make sure that it was the right time before they started seeking out other options so that we could establish that relationship first. We could show them why we were the best choice to help them with this very expensive, time-consuming, and sometimes stressful service that we wanted to help them with. So this realization, just understanding that the timing of the leads mattered so much, relating it to that offer, making sure that we were systematically presenting the right types of ads in terms of those campaign objectives, the copy, and the creative, in the right sequence that aligned with the natural awareness levels that every consumer goes through when it comes to making buying decisions, that just set off a light bulb in my head. And I realized that these things were not unique to this one business alone, that this was something that could apply to all businesses. And once I started my business, that has never been more clear because I saw the same problems time and time again with almost every single client that I was working with. They did not understand any of these things. And it was this real misunderstanding or their inability to truly see what was missing that was stunting their growth more than it was the technical implementation of the ads themselves. So what you need to do is identify that front-end offer that's going to help you accomplish your goals, understand the format that your offer should be presented in to achieve those best results. You want to pinpoint the right online platforms to get your offer out to the right potential prospects at the right stage of that buying cycle, and leverage your buying cycle and levels of awareness at every step, leading them to an intentional back-end offer that's really going to be where you profit. There are a couple of strategic puzzle pieces of your marketing strategy, and that's going to be your offer, clearly understood and mapped out, those content pieces that support the offer, targeted at the people who need them, the online assets that help leads take action on those offers in the right sequence of events, and back-end systems that direct leads through each rung of your offer ladder over time and make sure that no lead slips through the cracks or is forgotten about. If you don't have those strategic puzzle pieces to implement a really effective marketing strategy, that is really what my entire business is focused on. So Miguel has several music schools in Ecuador. Those music schools are in-person bricks and mortar companies. They teach children how to really thrive with music. When Miguel first came to me, he was looking for ways to continue to grow his music school. And then as he found success, he realized what I now have could be very, very beneficial for music schools all over the world so that they could get these same results. I then helped him implement a strategy to create a marketing agency that focused on serving other music schools to help them implement these same back-end processes. And now, as a new way to grow the business, we're actually taking the content that they developed to teach students music more effectively, and we are putting those into online courses that can be sold direct to consumer. He was willing to take action, and he did that from the very beginning. He was able to close multiple clients in just the first couple of weeks. He made his return on investment back so quickly, and because of that, everything else we've been able to do together has been pure profit potential. Now, you might think that if you've got a great offer and you've got a great strategy, that you are out of the woods at that point, but that's simply not the case. There are some really significant bottlenecks for local businesses. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this training, things are only getting more difficult for them, not just from these external forces and competitors, but also on the advertising platforms themselves. You also see a lot of increased competition in certain industries. You'll see increased regulations, and after the pandemic, a lot of changed consumer behavior that leaves businesses stumped as to how they need to shift and adjust to those things while still continuing to grow their businesses. There are some that have not adapted very well, and if they don't figure this out soon, they are at risk of losing everything that they have worked so hard for. My automatic customer system was really designed to overcome those challenges. My work as a marketing director had given me such a deep insight of the internal operations of local businesses, both on the retail and the service-based business side, that I knew where those breakdowns were happening, whether it was directly related to marketing or not. So this disconnect between marketing, sales, fulfillment, customer service, it was really the biggest issue I began facing because my marketing strategies and efforts were working tremendously. We had an insane amount of leads and bookings, and then things were going wrong once they were handed over to the sales staff. Even if the sales staff were doing things right, it was breaking down when it came to the fulfillment of what had been purchased, the updates to the customer, the installation, the quality control. All of those things were preventing this business from really capitalizing on those amazing marketing strategies that I had implemented for them. So I decided to do something about it and created a start to finish method that helps businesses understand that marketing on its own will not solve your problems. It has to be marketing along with sales, and then really clearly established automations that will allow you to do more in less time and improve the speed and quality of the fulfillment of your actual services, which leads to happier customers and better reviews and more referrals and additional business growth. Automation is so incredibly impactful for a variety of reasons. It's going to allow your leads to move as fast and as far as possible in the sales process without you. That means that every single lead you're generating is getting to the point of sale faster, meaning you're going to make your return on investment back a lot sooner. It's also going to improve your appointment, your call booking, or post-purchase processes to reduce wasted time and unhappy customers. You may have a lot of employees that you've had to hire over the years to handle a lot of these things that takes your time to hire them. It takes your time to train them. It takes your time to monitor them, especially when they may not be doing their job very effectively. And then when things don't work out, you have to take the time and money to repeat that cycle all over again. Automating processes throughout the marketing and sales of your business is not only going to allow you to close more of your leads and reduce the amount of lost opportunities that are probably slipping through your fingers at this very moment, it's going to save you so much time and so much money in a lot of other areas of your business as well. You need to build a complete system, not just an ad. You need marketing, sales, fulfillment working in perfect unison so you can automate everything you can, which means that you're going to remove the limitations that come with human error. That's also going to reduce the number of working hours or team members that you need to have on staff. Maybe you're having a hard time even finding employees in the first place to complete a lot of these tasks. You might prefer to have a real human in that position, but you just can't find someone these days. Automation can allow you to still have those tasks completed. It is also going to allow you to just get farther because those real people inside of your business are going to be able to focus on things that only they can do, that a computer or automation cannot do, which means you're going to get a lot more done and a lot more significantly impactful action items off of your list. Imagine what it would be like to be able to run your business in the most lean possible way. So there are fewer employees for you to manage. There are fewer errors for you to check or fix. There are fewer tasks to delegate, fewer directions to give, a lot less frustration, a lot less time spent on hiring, training, and firing. Your time will be leveraged to the max. This gives business owners so much peace of mind because too many are operating without any real systems for growth in place. Having systems like this is going to remove all of those roadblocks for you so that you can have that predictable business growth, that peace of mind, that consistently full pipeline that you have always wanted for the very first time. So I know that we've covered a lot, but just to recap, you've learned how to pinpoint the perfect offer and why it is so critical in the success of your overall marketing campaigns and your strategy as a whole. You've also understood those key considerations when you're developing your online marketing strategy and system. What are the questions you should be asking? What are those strategic puzzle pieces you need to have in place? And you've learned just how significant automation can actually be in your business, how it's going to save you money, time, lost opportunities, allow you to close more, and allow you to make more. You can control your lead flow and your revenue by implementing the right offer, strategy, and automated system. Now, the question is, how do you make that happen? This is the easiest way to get the information that you need on what your business is missing and how you can implement what we've discussed today without spending a single penny. This is going to be a 45-minute Zoom meeting with me or my marketing success team. On this session, we're really going to dig into your business. We're going to understand the challenges that you're dealing with and identify why your system is broken. Because if you are on this training at all right now, your system is broken. Otherwise, you would not be seeking this information. So we want to pinpoint exactly where those broken pieces are so that we can understand how to fix them. We also want to take a look down the road a bit and say, okay, if we fix this broken system, bring in as many leads, appointments, and potential customers as possible, where will the bottlenecks be that are preventing your business from either capitalizing on those leads or making more and more money over time by scaling up your ad spend? Anytime you have a higher volume of leads and bookings, you are going to experience stress in other areas. Maybe that's hiring, maybe that's delegation, maybe that is the fulfillment aspect. So we're going to figure out what those are so we can be proactive in creating these solutions through these automated systems that will allow your business to overcome them before you have ever had to experience the stress, anxiety, worry, fear that is naturally going to come along with those. We're also going to help you identify what the best strategy is moving forward. We're also going to answer any and all questions that you have unique to your specific situation. At the end of our time together, you're going to understand why your current method of either lead generation or customer acquisition is not working. We're going to understand those parts that are missing, and you're going to have a plan of action of how to fix it and implement a system to overcome it quickly with the automatic customer system. You're also going to be confident in your best next steps, ready to take action on the top priorities in getting this system off the ground, because just like you saw with Miguel, you can start in only a matter of days if you're motivated. And you're also going to understand exactly how I can help you achieve your specific business goals. Today, if you book, you are going to be able to get that 100% free. So the question is, what's the catch? Well, we don't have a million opportunities to speak with business owners. We want to make sure that the hours we have available for calls every week are filled by only the most serious about growth and ready to make a change. So if that sounds like you, I want you to click the button on the page that says schedule a call so that you can claim one of those few spots before they are booked up. We also have a waiting list for several of our services, and I want to make sure you can move forward as quickly as possible. The business owners that we work with are either so excited to move forward because they know the potential of what's possible, or they don't have any time to waste. They need this fixed, and they need this fixed now. I promise this may be the most valuable 45 minutes that you ever spend. So what I want you to do is to click that button that I mentioned. I want you to fill out a couple of pieces of information so that I know if you are actually someone that I could possibly help. And then I want you to book a day and time on our calendar so that we can help you understand what's missing, understand what's broken, identify the best next steps in fixing it, and really map out your game plan for success. Just make sure that the time that you select is actually open on your own calendar and that you are going to block that out and show up to that call. So I want to give you a personal guarantee. Again, this 45 minutes is going to be very well spent. You're going to walk away with clarity and be ready to take action. So again, click that button that says schedule a call so that you can go ahead and move forward and be one step and one day closer to seeing the results that I have shared throughout this training that I've been able to achieve for my other clients and students. Go ahead, book your free automatic customer roadmap consultation, and I am going to give you a special gift just for showing up, a very simple yet highly effective campaign to give you a quick cash injection into your business. And remember, every moment that you wait is another moment that you're missing out on leads and customers that need the help that you provide in your business, but that your business needs to either survive or thrive at the highest possible level. Online advertising is not getting easier. It's only getting more difficult and more expensive. So the sooner you start, the sooner you can master it. They say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So make today the day that you take action and implement the right changes in your business so that your stress is reduced. You can operate with fewer employees, fewer human errors and human hours, and a higher level of service to those that you are working with. If that sounds like something you are ready to do, go ahead, schedule your call. We would absolutely love to speak with you. And I hope that I will see you on the calendar very soon.